Today on CCX News, a warm winter's cooling impact on jobs, what the historic heat and lack of snowfall has meant for some local small businesses. Governor Tim Walz is encouraging small businesses impacted by the lack of snow to apply for disaster relief loans. At a press conference Monday, organizations like the Lopet Foundation that rely on snowfall say they're hurting.
So we had 53% fewer participants in our ski lessons, in our school programs, in all of the areas where we touch Minnesotans and get them outdoors and connected to nature in winter. So all of this resulted in a close to $1 million gap for an organization of our size.
Just weeks ago, the Lopet Foundation hosted the cross-country skiing World Cup at Theodore Wirth Park. Now the bulk of the snow has melted away. Meanwhile, Scott's Lawn Care, which offers snow plowing services in the winter months, had to lay off nearly half its staff. After more than 20 large snow plow events last year, the company had only one large plowing event this winter. Scott's is reporting a 40% drop in revenue this winter. Governor Tim Walz says the Federal Small Business Association is offering low-interest loans for business owners. For the first time, the federal government is making these disaster loans available due to winter drought conditions.
I think what we're seeing now is the connection to climate change, and as Lauren says, the peripheral businesses that are hit by this. This is clearly because we didn't have moisture, but we didn't have that moisture in the form of snow and outdoor activities, and that's causing it. So I'm grateful to the administration. When we spoke with them, we asked SBA to try and be creative on this. They did it.
According to Walz, businesses can borrow up to $2 million to cover their business losses through the program. The owner of Scott's Lawn Care said the funding could help bring back employees that were laid off this winter. Brooklyn Park Police are investigating gunfire at an apartment unit that went into the floor below. Police were called Sunday night to the Eden Park Apartments, located on the 6300 block of Zane Avenue North. Arriving officers found damage from a gunshot that went into an apartment unit from the apartment above. No one was injured in the incident. Police detained several people from the suspect apartment. Charges in the case are pending. A federal judge has dismissed a wrongful death lawsuit against the city of Brooklyn Center. According to court documents, Brooklyn Center police officers shot and killed 21-year-old Kobe Dimmick Heisler in 2019. Dimmick Heisler, who was on the autism spectrum, had threatened his grandfather with a knife. Police arrived and Dimmick Heisler eventually attempted to run from officers. In the following struggle, he grabbed a concealed knife. Officers shot him as he stood up with the knife in his hand. His mother, Amity Dimmick, filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the city and the officers involved. A judge ruled the officers were entitled to qualified immunity and dismissed the case. A bill that aims to protect the safety of kids from online marketing tools is generating further discussion at the state capitol. A bill authored by Representative Kristen Bonner of Maple Grove has made it through one committee and was passed on to another. Her bill would limit the amount of data online businesses can collect on children. Bonner has spent nearly 30 years working in IT. She says Minnesota is uniquely positioned to be a leader on this issue.
This bill is about reining in abuses allowed to go on for far too long, putting our kids in harm's way. Companies know they're creating harm. Their own internal data tells them they are culpable.
Opponents of the bill raised concerns about whether it would hold up against legal challenges, pointing out that similar legislation in California was blocked by a judge due to First Amendment concerns. The newly renovated Rockford Road Library in Crystal is almost ready to welcome people back.
Big news regarding the library is we've remodeled over the past 11 months. We're excited to reopen to the community. Great new features not only inside the building, but really climate action initiatives and reinvestment in this facility.
The Rockford Road Library will officially reopen on April 8th, following a $7 million renovation. Crews were busy on Monday helping to get the inside reorganized. Hennepin County closed the library last May to make it more accessible, energy efficient, and aesthetically pleasing.
There's a new play area for the children. There's new carpet, new paint. It's fresher, it's lighter. It's going to feel vibrant to them when they come back.
The library will host a grand reopening celebration on Saturday, April 13th. A Plymouth man is finding buyers for his cool new invention. Reporter Kevin Miller has the story.
A lot of trial and error, trying things.
After 6 years of tinkering,
Being able to just work with the different fabrics, the different straps.
followed by some tweaking,
Those kind of moments where you have those aha moments where like, oh wow, this is actually going to work. You'd have a towel to put down, your sunscreens.
Plymouth resident Joe Higgins was finally ready to bring his product to market.
You got a big thermos you could put in the side.
It was inspired by a common but rugged piece of industrial design, the 5-gallon pail. He used one as a seat while out fishing, but didn't want to take a separate cooler.
I started to look for a similar product and there wasn't anything out there, and then I eventually just started to make my own. Got the 5-gallon bucket, started putting insulation around it.
He eventually designed the cool stool.
You're gonna bring up the side poles. That just goes over the top. Then you got your seat.
It's part chair,
You just throw it on your back.
part backpack,
Obviously it's a cooler,
and part cooler.
so got some drinks displayed there.
It's been popular with the hunting, fishing, and sports crowd.
You got the rod holders.
In fact, it's out of stock and is waiting on a new order.
But the next order is going to be about double what that first order was, so I'm hoping to get some momentum from that.
And soon,
Had the minnows in there as well.
we could see them on store shelves.
Starting to get some interest from retailers, so I'd like to be in some more retail shops coming up in this next year.
In Plymouth, Kevin Miller, CCX News.
Providence Academy girls basketball has made a habit of making trips to the state tournament. The Lions have won 4 straight Section 5 AA titles and were going for their 5th on Friday night. Chaz Moots has the highlights.
Providence Academy facing off against Jordan at Augsburg University. The Jaguars start off strong early on. Good passing leads to an open Morgan Stallock. Jordan up on Providence 18-11. The Lions kept chipping away in the first half. Then with 7.5 to play in the first, Brooke Honecker gives PA their first lead of the game with a deep 3. Madden Greenway helped extend that lead. Great vision in transition. Threads the needle to Ari Peterson for the easy layup. Peterson scored 24 points. More dishing from Greenway minutes later. This time she goes the length of the court. Emma Millenburn finishes with the foul. Then right before the half, last possession for the Lions, Greenway can't hit the 3, but Hope Counts is there for the rebound, 2 of her 13 points. In the second half, Greenway with a spin right into the finish. She scored 35 on the night, but again, Greenway did a lot of facilitating as well. Greenway kicks to Honecker in the corner for her third 3 of the game. The Lions earned their 5th Section 5 AA title in a row with a 101-84 win over Jordan.
It feels just like we accomplished what we came for, because as a team we played better teams this year, 4A teams. So I feel like just coming together, playing as a team just to secure the victory, just working all together is great.
In Minneapolis, Chaz Moots, CCX Sports.
Thanks, Chaz. In addition to the Lions, Hopkins and Maple Grove in Class 4A and Benilde St. Margaret's and Tutino Grace in Class 3A all play their state quarterfinal round games Wednesday. Section boys basketball finals are all this week. In Section 5 4A, Park Center is the top seed and defending section champion.
The Pirates at home against Mounds View for this semifinal round game. Nice backdoor cut by the Mustangs' Cody Logering taking the pass from Joey Fretheim for 2. It's 22-18 Mounds View in the first half. The Pirates score the next 10. Cash Chavis slices in from the wing to get to the basket and score. Park Center leads by 8 at halftime. Early second half, watch the dunk from Chavis throwing down 2 to get the Pirates up by 12. Chavis with 22 points on the night. Then with the shot clock winding down, it's Aiden Memony with a long three-pointer. PC is up by 13. Mounds View, though, hangs tough and rallies. Eli Rowe pulls up and hits the runner for 2 of his 14 points. The Mustangs are back to within 4 in the final 2 minutes. But the Pirates don't give up the lead. Great passing here leads to 2 underneath for Buna Morky late. As Park Center wins, they'll play Maple Grove for the 5-4A title Thursday in Rogers.
The other 2 District 279 teams met in the second semifinal in Section 5 4A boys basketball. Jay Wilcox has the highlights from a thriller.
A great crowd on hand as rivals Maple Grove and Osseo meet in the Section 5 4A boys basketball semifinals. Osseo comes out strong. Ty Swanson pops a 3 as the Orioles take a 10-5 lead early. Keegan Harney dishes to Babacar Ann for a 3 for Maple Grove. He scores 9 off the bench in the first half. Remember that name for later. Josh Femright provides some offense in the post, scoring 7 first-half points. Maple Grove leads 27-26 at the half. The second half is back and forth. Harney nails a deep 3 late in the shot clock for a 38-33 Crimson lead. He scores a team-high 18. Damari Larkins nails a corner 3 on his way to a great 30-point night, and Osseo's in front by 1. Tied at 58 late when Larkin sinks a jumper to give Osseo the lead with under 10 seconds left. The ball is knocked away on the way up court for the Crimson, but it bounces right to Ann, and he hits the game winner just before the buzzer. It's bedlam at Maple Grove as the Crimson win a thriller 61-60. Maple Grove meets top seed Park Center for the section title. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.